Y'all, hold your breath because what exploded inside that courtroom today wasn't simply a celebrity breakup. It was a ruthless dismantling of everything Kandi Burruss believed she commanded. 1 second, the courtroom felt frozen. The next, it spiraled into pandemonium when Todd Tucker unveiled proof nobody anticipated. Custody, prenup, financial dominance, everything reversed in a single blow. Ace and Blaze are now placed under Todd's protection. The prenup that was pressured through without Todd's attorney instantly erased. And Kandi ordered to cover alimony, child support, and confront the devastating truth of losing authority over her own existence. Every gaze in the chamber burned into her as the judge delivered the ruling. Kandi crumbled, shaking, tears pouring uncontrollably. The burden of years of accusations and double crosses finally slamming down. Todd remained steady, composed, unreachable. The material he presented obliterated her narrative, exposed the Don Juan affair, the threesome admission, and uncovered Mama Joyce's corrosive grip. Riley and Kayla's unsettling family dynamics only intensified the flames, revealing disorder Kandi could no longer contain. Camera flashes documented every instant of her unraveling, every cry, every shattered effort to regain control. And the internet detonated instantly. Viewers analyzed every phrase, every movement, every clip from old interviews, replaying Todd's unshaken posture, dissecting Kandi's collapse, doubting every claim she ever made. Social media combusted. Bloggers and influencers ripped her credibility apart publicly. And it didn't end there. This wasn't only a divorce. This was revelation. A brutal stripping of a marriage forged through secret motives, courtroom strategy, and betrayals hiding behind locked doors. Todd didn't just win. He obliterated the entire storyline, leaving Kandi spinning, shattered, and trapped beneath a merciless spotlight. And now the question echoing everywhere: how does anyone survive a defeat this brutal, this visible, this final? Strap in, because what detonated inside that courtroom today was something fans have never experienced before. The atmosphere crackled, thick with tension, and when Todd Tucker entered, composed but authoritative, it was clear this would never be an ordinary divorce proceeding. Kandi Burruss, once unshakable and assured, hovered on the brink of collapse. And by the moment the gavel struck, the world would witness a truth more jarring than any scripted storyline. Todd arrived armed with proof, calculated, devastating, and relentless, that systematically tore apart Kandi's narrative. Custody, prenup, financial control, every layer of dominance she believed she owned was ripped away in moments. The judge's words sliced through the room, confirming the fear gripping everyone. Ace and Blaze would now remain with Todd. The prenup, coerced into signing without Todd's attorney present just 1 day before the wedding, was ruled invalid. Kandi's legal team attempted resistance, but Todd's records, carefully compiled, erased any chance of dispute. Alimony, child support, financial penalties Kandi was commanded to pay, and the burden crashed down like a wave she couldn't outrun. Each sentence from the bench struck like a blow against her resolve. Kandi's breakdown came instantly. Her body stiffened, eyes frozen, hands trembling as the decision registered. For years, she had manufactured an image of dominance, a story of authority. But today it disintegrated entirely. Todd remained still, his demeanor icy, almost clinical, as the courtroom processed the magnitude of the revelations. Alleged entanglements with Don Juan surfaced, forbidden confessions she never intended to surface. Mama Joyce's corrosive interference and the fractured relationships involving Riley and Kayla were exposed, left open for the world to scrutinize. The breakdown wasn't only emotional. It was complete, irreversible, and painfully public. Every lens inside the courtroom locked onto the moment. Camera flashes fired nonstop, each burst reminding Kandi that millions were witnessing her downfall live. Fans and commentators instantly began breaking it apart frame by frame. Social media exploded. Footage of Todd laying out his evidence. The controlled sharpness of his tone. The steady confidence in his delivery all turned into viral moments. Kandi's reputation, carefully constructed over years, started collapsing in front of a global audience. Todd's approach was obvious, merciless and exacting. The courtroom shifted into a spectacle, but this wasn't entertainment. It was a calculated display of power. The prenup being voided wasn't chance. It wasn't a technicality. It was the outcome of deliberate planning. The lack of Todd's attorney during the signing handed the court unquestionable justification to erase it. Every financial assertion Kandi had put forward was methodically taken apart. Every claim, every warning, every charge of manipulation she aimed at Todd was met with indisputable documentation. Custody of Ace and Blaze stood at the center of it all. Todd's composed explanation of his role as a father stood in stark contrast to Kandi's visible unraveling. Riley and Kayla's responses, restrained yet revealing, exposed the cracks in a family that had survived behind a polished image. Their step-family conflicts, The unsettling patterns, the unspoken bitterness, all transformed into tools within Todd's legal strategy. The courtroom wasn't merely a place for arguments. It became a platform where buried realities were unveiled with ruthless accuracy and unfiltered truth. As the hearing moved forward, each disclosure landed with greater force. The alleged Don Juan affair wasn't simply referenced. It was reinforced with texts, phone records, and murmurs of admissions once believed sealed forever. The threesome narrative, long dismissed as gossip, transformed into documented reality within official court records. Even Mama Joyce's toxic influence came under the microscope. Her intrusion into the marriage, her reshaping of stories, and her erosion of Todd's authority were now impossible to deny. Kandi's defenses collapsed one by one under the flood of proof, trapping her inside a version of events she could no longer rewrite. When Todd's attorney unveiled the final exhibit, the room seemed to stop breathing. The prenup's nullification, paired with Kandi's mandate to pay alimony and child support, sealed the scope of her defeat. Todd didn't simply prevail. He engineered a moment where Kandi's credibility, power, and command were stripped away all at once. The ruling went beyond law. It was emblematic. A public stripping away of a marriage constructed on secret motives, calculated manipulation, and buried realities. Kandi's collapse, recorded second by second, became the image everyone remembered. Her tears, the shaking in her hands. The hollow stare as the judgment settled in, every detail magnified the devastation. Meanwhile, Todd's control never wavered. His steady, deliberate presence stood in sharp contrast to the disorder consuming Kandi, locking in his triumph both legally and emotionally. Beyond the courthouse doors, the reaction was instant. Social media ignited with breakdowns, theories, and replayed footage of Todd's disclosures. Fans argued, analyzed, and condemned, fueling a storm that showed no signs of fading. The storyline went far beyond a divorce. It was about revelation, calculation, and the deliberate destruction of power and public perception. Every rumor once whispered, every buried grudge, every private act of betrayal was suddenly exposed to the world. This wasn't merely a legal fight. It was the total shattering of an illusion. Kandi Burruss, once viewed as unshaken and dominant, now stood publicly undone. Todd Tucker, precise and unforgiving, had not only claimed custody and financial ground, but had dragged vulnerabilities, secrets, and fractures into the open that had survived for years behind closed doors. The tension, the emotion, the disbelief. It was a moment destined to echo through celebrity scandal history for a long time. The devastation wasn't limited to Kandi's defeat. It was the dismantling of a carefully manufactured existence, the unveiling of hidden dynamics, and the undeniable reality that timing, planning, and relentless execution can rewrite everything. This wasn't a divorce. This was a deliberate destruction, a display of authority, betrayal, and raw human conflict. The courtroom eventually cleared, but the impact of this collapse, emotional, social, and public, would resonate long after the final gavel fell. Y'all, what unfolded once the courtroom doors closed was a chapter no one was prepared for. The last gavel strike may have ended the case, but for Kandi Burruss, it ignited a public and unforgiving downfall that would permanently reshape celebrity divorce narratives. Outside those walls, Todd Tucker's victory extended beyond the law. It was psychological. Custody of Ace and Blake confirmed, the prenup erased, alimony and child support enforced. Todd didn't merely prevail. He methodically unraveled the story Kandi had spent years building. Every camera stationed outside captured her shaking figure. Every flashbulb magnified the instant her meticulously crafted image shattered beyond repair. Inside the courtroom, Kandi's attorney struggled to maintain composure, but the mountain of evidence had already sealed her fate. Todd's presentation wasn't luck. It was calculated, tactical, and executed with surgical precision that left the room stunned. The prenup, signed a day before the wedding without Todd's counsel, was revealed as an insurmountable legal weakness. The world glimpsed what Kandi had desperately tried to conceal. Her control had always been a facade. Todd's unshakable composure stood in stark contrast to Kandi's exposed fragility. Fans following live streams and later viral clips watched a woman unravel not just emotionally, but publicly and socially. The courtroom revelations were just the beginning. News of Kandi's alleged affair with Don Juan, her threesome confessions, and Mama Joyce's toxic manipulation of the family quickly spread. Each disclosure intensified public shock. Riley's unease around her stepfather and Kayla's tangled relationship with her stepsister revealed fractures long buried within the family structure. Todd's legal maneuvering didn't just secure a win, it laid bare the dysfunction that had driven this divorce. Viewers recognized that this was far more than a fight over custody or finances. It was an unveiling of character, deceit, and trust at the highest stakes. Kandi's public collapse became the focal point of viral discussion. Social media exploded with breakdowns, memes, heated debates, and minute-by-minute analysis of every tear, every flash, every tremor of her unraveling. Every clip of Todd presenting evidence spread like wildfire. Fans replayed them endlessly, dissecting the pauses, studying the confidence in his voice, the same voice that had methodically dismantled Kandi's defenses. Every attempt Kandi made to respond was crushed under the sheer force of indisputable evidence and Todd's precise, unyielding delivery. The repercussions extended far beyond money. She now faced not only alimony and child support, but the relentless scrutiny of a worldwide audience dissecting her every move. The alleged Don Juan affair, once whispered in gossip columns, exploded into mainstream scandal. The threesome confession, long hidden in private messages, became public fodder. Mama Joyce's manipulations, Riley's stepfamily tensions, Kayla's complicated relationships, all were now pieces of a court of public opinion that showed no mercy. Every action Kandi took after the verdict was under an unforgiving microscope. Every statement she attempted to release was met with skepticism. Todd's strategy after the ruling was equally deliberate. He didn't rush to celebrate. He let the silence speak volumes. Social media observers noticed the contrast. While Kandi spiraled, Todd's standing only strengthened. Each interview, every carefully worded statement from his team, reinforced the image of a father and husband reclaiming control with calculated precision. The prenup's nullification wasn't merely a legal win, it was a statement of timing, strategy, and the absence of her legal leverage. Meanwhile, Kandi's emotional state continued its descent. Insider sources described her as shattered, trembling under the combined weight of public humiliation, financial demands, and betrayal. Her previously commanding presence in the celebrity world had dissolved into anxiety, second-guessing, and a near-paralyzing fear of the cameras. She hadn't just lost the courtroom, she had lost control of public perception, authority over her own narrative, and the credibility Todd meticulously dismantled. The children, Ace and Blay, became living symbols of the legal and emotional battlefield that had engulfed this family. Todd's custody victory was more than parental rights. It was a bold, public assertion of dominance and authority. Kandi's inability to retain custody intensified the spectacle as fans dissected every interaction she had with the kids, every social media post, and every prior comment through the lens of the verdict. The story of love, betrayal, and family chaos now dominated headlines, comment threads, and viral gossip channels worldwide. Beyond the courtroom and social media, the psychological toll was unmistakable. Kandi's breakdown in front of cameras was only the opening act. She withdrew from public events, interviews, and media appearances. Every effort to reclaim control was met with skepticism, magnified further by Todd's calculated media approach. The world watched her unravel while Todd stood almost untouchable, composed, and commanding. The saga became a textbook example of how strategy, timing, and exposure of character can devastate under the harsh light of public scrutiny. Nullification became viral content. Todd's evidence didn't just win a courtroom victory, it rewrote the narrative for the public. Each revelation of Kandi's alleged indiscretions, every toxic family pattern exposed, every strategic misstep she failed to foresee fueled viral debate. Fans dissected lessons in control, timing, and calculated strategy, turning her personal collapse into a global spectacle. Within the first week, the story had become a textbook case in public downfall and strategic supremacy. Kandi's personal and public life was dissected endlessly, credibility questioned, every action scrutinized, while Todd's precision was universally praised. The courtroom may have emptied, but the battle raged in the digital world. The viral momentum was relentless, unstoppable, and utterly consuming. This wasn't simply a celebrity divorce. It was the complete dismantling of perception, authority, and control. Todd Tucker hadn't just secured custody and financial leverage. He engineered a complete revelation of concealed truths, emotional fractures, and manipulations long kept in the shadows. Kandi Burruss, once poised and in command, now faced a reality that was financially, emotionally, and publicly devastating. The courtroom gavel may have struck, but the ripples of this collapse will continue to resonate, proving that in the world of celebrity drama, timing, strategy, and exposure can rewrite the rules entirely. The viral fallout, the emotional carnage, the calculated mastery, it was a total dismantling of image, reputation, and credibility. For Kandi, this was more than a defeat. It was a public unraveling destined to leave a permanent mark, cementing this as one of the most shocking, emotionally charged, and widely shared celebrity divorces in history. The aftermath of the ruling hit like a storm the world wasn't prepared for. Kandi Burruss, once a symbol of control and confidence, now navigated the debris of her public and private existence. Every move examined, every expression analyzed, every word weaponized by social media critics. Custody of Ace and Blay had been granted to Todd Tucker, bringing with it authority and influence that extended far beyond legal documentation. The children became emblems in a conflict that was never solely about love, but about power, strategy, and dominance. Todd's triumph was not just legal, it was cultural. Every clip of him presenting his evidence went viral, reinforcing the scope and impact of his victory. Every deliberate pause, every calculated glance, was analyzed by millions online. Commentators and gossip analysts broke down every movement, debating the ramifications endlessly. Todd's composed, measured approach, his ability to dismantle Kandi's credibility without a single raised voice, stood in stark contrast to Kandi's raw, visible unraveling. The public didn't just watch a legal defeat, they witnessed a woman losing control over perception, narrative, and the carefully constructed image she had spent years cultivating. Financially, Kandi faced the full force of the court's decision. Alimony and child support imposed immediate, tangible pressures. Each payment, each financial disclosure, became material for discussion. Todd's legal team had meticulously calculated every angle, ensuring the financial consequences were both unavoidable and public. Kandi's attempts to defend herself were undermined not only by evidence, but by the optics of her collapse. Every statement she released was met with doubt. Every social media post was dissected for signs of guilt or desperation. The revelations about Kandi's alleged affair with Don Juan, the threesome confessions, and Mama Joyce's toxic influence added layers of scandal extending far beyond the courtroom. Fans scrutinized Riley's unease with her stepfather and Kayla's tangled relationship with her stepsister, piecing together a puzzle that revealed years of hidden dysfunction. Todd hadn't just secured custody and financial leverage, he had exposed buried truths that magnified the emotional and social fallout. The digital world erupted. Every second of Kandi's courtroom collapse was captured, replayed, and dissected millions of times. Memes, reaction videos, and commentaries swarmed every social media platform. Influencers analyzed her every movement, fueling endless cycles of viral content. Todd's unwavering composure became the standard for strategic triumph, while Kandi's breakdown crystallized as the ultimate image of loss, humiliation, and public exposure. His legal precision, combined with a calculated media approach, had transformed the courtroom into a stage and the global audience into spectators. Kandi's collapse was intensified by every camera flash, every angle, every broadcast. Each revelation of her private life furthered the story of her defeat. Social media debates erupted over who had truly emerged victorious, scrutinizing Todd's timing, strategy, and the absence of his counsel during the initial prenup signing. Analysts dissected Kandi's alleged fabrications, her courtroom demeanor, and the sequence of events that led to the total erosion of her credibility. This wasn't merely a divorce, it was a public dissection of character. Todd's victory sent shockwaves across celebrity circles, legal commentary, and gossip networks worldwide. The prenup nullification, custody ruling, and financial mandates weren't just legal results, they were declarations of power, strategy, and dominance. Kandi's world had flipped overnight, forcing her to confront not only the tangible weight of court orders, but the relentless pressure of public scrutiny. Even after the courtroom drama subsided, the emotional fallout raged on. Insiders described Kandi as struggling to maintain composure in public, haunted by viral clips and endless commentary online. Every attempt she made to reclaim control of her narrative was met with reminders of her loss, magnified by Todd's calculated silence and precise public appearances. He held custody, financial authority, and the upper hand in public perception. Meanwhile, Kandi's efforts to recover were continually undermined as the scandal permeated every facet of her personal life. Alleged affairs, family tensions, and previously hidden confessions became ammunition for public judgment. Todd's mastery of legal strategy, paired with the exposure of these private truths, crafted a narrative of total domination. Viewers, fans, and commentators consumed the story as a lesson in strategic power, legal precision, and public perception management. Social media erupted like never before. Courtroom clips went viral on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Fans replayed every moment, dissected expressions, and debated the outcomes. Todd's unwavering composure was hailed as a masterclass in strategy, while Kandi's collapse became the enduring symbol of vulnerability and defeat. Every comment thread transformed into a digital courtroom where public opinion carried weight equal to the legal verdicts. Even months later, the consequences continued to reverberate. Todd's victories in custody and financial matters were sealed, while Kandi faced the relentless realities of public scrutiny. The courtroom fallout went viral, ensuring that every step she took was analyzed, every statement dissected. Attempts to restore her image were constantly overshadowed by the storm of her defeat. Todd had not only secured a legal win, but had established cultural dominance, reshaping the conversation around celebrity divorce, family dynamics, and emotional exposure. The outcome of this battle was unmistakable. Kandi Burruss, once a commanding public presence, now navigated a world defined by loss, financial burden, and unyielding public judgment. Todd Tucker's precise strategy, perfect timing, and controlled public persona transformed a courtroom victory into a cultural phenomenon. The children, Ace and Blay, emerged as symbols of strategic triumph and emotional resonance. Every revelation of family dysfunction, alleged affairs, and personal confessions became viral content, influencing public perception at every turn. Ultimately, this divorce transcended legal proceedings. It became a showcase of strategic mastery, emotional vulnerability, and public spectacle. Kandi's collapse, Todd's calculated victory, and the viral aftermath demonstrated how personal tragedy, when displayed on a global stage, can redefine celebrity culture, legal maneuvering, and emotional consequences. This was far more than a courtroom drama. It was a cautionary tale, a viral phenomenon, and a study in the power of perception that would echo for years. The court may have adjourned, but the story continues to resonate. Every social media post, every appearance, every discussion about custody, prenup nullification, and financial obligation feeds the ongoing narrative of control, strategy, and exposure. Todd Tucker didn't merely win a divorce. He engineered a spectacle that left Kandi Burruss publicly, emotionally, and socially shattered. The fallout is complete, the viral storm unstoppable, and the legacy undeniable. This ranks as one of the most shocking, emotionally charged, and strategically executed celebrity divorces in history. The courtroom doors may have closed, but the fallout is only beginning. Kandi Burruss's defeat isn't just a headline, it's a seismic shockwave rattling the core of celebrity culture. Todd Tucker walked away with Ace and Blay, secured full financial leverage, and dismantled Kandi's credibility in front of the entire world. Every viral clip, every replayed second, every whispered online conversation reminds the public this wasn't merely a divorce. It was a complete public unraveling. Fans debate, analysts dissect, and social media erupts, breaking down every angle, every misstep, every revelation that led to Kandi's staggering collapse. This is the kind of drama that dominates feeds for weeks, sparks endless conversation, and leaves viewers stunned, riveted, and emotionally drained. Todd's strategic mastery, calm authority, and impeccable timing transformed legal proceedings into a viral spectacle. Meanwhile, Kandi's emotional breakdown, the revelations of alleged affairs, family dysfunction, and toxic dynamics created moments people cannot stop watching, cannot stop talking about, and cannot unsee. This isn't just news, it's a social phenomenon, a masterclass in power, strategy, and public perception. Every flash, every camera angle, every viral clip reinforces the harsh reality. Celebrity life is brutal, courtroom battles are war, and public scrutiny can devastate just as much as any ruling. The story isn't over, and everyone knows it. Every comment, every share, every trending clip intensifies the drama, keeping the tension unbearable. This is a front-row seat to heartbreak, scandal, and domination. Witness the shocking collapse. Watch the triumph that redefined a family, shattered a legacy, and exposed a public persona like never before. Don't scroll past this. Stay locked in, share every moment, and follow the drama that is rewriting the rules of celebrity history. Every revelation hits hard. Every detail shocks. And the full story is still unfolding. This isn't mere gossip. It's the ultimate courtroom spectacle, and you cannot afford to miss a second.